Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network. Hi, this is Amit Doshi, and I wanted to thank each and every one of our listeners. It's been 2 years since I founded IVM, and it's been an amazing 2 years. We wanted to learn a little bit more about who is listening to our shows, and so we put together a short survey. The survey is anonymous, and we aren't going to be collecting any personal information. I would really appreciate it if you could take a couple of minutes out of your day and go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and fill it out. Thanks, and please keep listening.
You're listening to the Empowering Series, a path to creating a better you. Through purposeful life changes and a positive shift in thinking, you could find yourself leading a more productive and rewarding life. In this series, we're looking at how to be a better boss. The show will bring you a live session between life coach Zarina Poonawala and a willing participant who wants to improve themselves. Zarina Poonawala is a trainer and motivational speaker and CEO of Abzo Unique. With over 7 years' experience, she works with reputed multinational organizations conducting training workshops within the corporate sector and among student communities all over India and abroad. She provides image consulting, grooming and personality development, personal coaching for CEOs, senior managers, and politicians. Taking the hot seat is Amit Doshi, tech entrepreneur and founder of podcasting network Indus Media, who's bringing this show to your ears. So, shall we begin?
Hi, I'm Zarina. Welcome back to our show. I'm still in conversation with Amit today, and we do have some other things and issues that we would like to address on this show. So, hi, Amit.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. So, I wanted to ask a little bit about how does one prevent negativity from creeping into the office? How does one kind of try and keep a positive attitude about things?
Wow. So, attitude is actually quite a broad topic.
Okay.
But if you mix attitude with approach,
okay,
you can come to a few simple conclusions on how you can manage that positivity and eliminate negativity from your system in terms of work, professionally, personally,
okay,
team and individually. So let's understand that attitude is actually divided briefly into 3 aspects.
Okay.
Especially at your workspaces.
Right.
The first one would be money.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people work for money.
Yes.
Most of us want to make a living.
Everybody works for money. Yeah, to some degree or other. Everybody works for money.
Of course. So we are talking about money here. Yeah. I've put this on the top of the priority list, not because the others mean lesser. It's just that everybody is trying to, meet their necessities. So money is essential.
Correct.
Second one would be growth.
Okay.
Everybody wants to grow, go up the ladder nicely and smoothly and go from managers to vice presidents to CEOs, the growth process. And the third one would be productivity. So if I am a qualified doctor getting into marketing, unless it's my passion,
right,
it doesn't make sense.
You are not going to.
And if I'm into marketing and I'm doing the same job for the last 10 years and there's a flat organization, there's no growth.
Right.
So these are a few factors that lead one to become slightly negative in the way they approach. Either one of this is missing: money, growth, or productivity.
But it's difficult to, the organizations where all 3 things can be maintained it's tough to have the ability to do all 3 things, right?
Right. But I wouldn't say there is a requirement to maintain these things.
Right.
The requirement here is that people around, with the team, with the organization, have the attitude and the approach to be able to consistently perform irrespective of these things.
Okay. So these are aspects to overcome rather than foundational
naturally,
pillars.
Absolutely. These aren't things that have to be part of your system. They're supposed to be eliminated.
Okay.
So now, when does one eliminate something like this? People eliminate something like this when they're passionate about what they do. Right. So usually one who has turned their passion into a profession won't have these issues. Even if they're struggling with the money, they'll be okay with it. If there's no growth or the productivity is slightly lesser, they don't mind because they're so passionate and, just so inspired to do something.
Okay.
But when you have employees, everybody is not entirely passionate about what you are.
Yeah, there's definitely a spread, right? There are people who are completely committed and sold and take ownership in what they do.
Right.
And there are other people who are just punching a clock.
Absolutely. So now what we really do have here is a very usual common issue faced everywhere.
Okay.
Negativity is not a bad thing. It's not like people don't have to have any amount of negativity in them. It allows you to also motivate yourself sometimes.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
When you're under pressure, you perform better. Some people do that, right?
Yep.
So some people look at it as a negative aspect that, oh my God, I can't perform under pressure.
Right.
And the other way around.
Right.
So you've got these issues, and they do happen to overlap each other sometimes. However, they can be addressed very nicely.
Okay.
According to you, what do you think having a good attitude means?
Or
let's say a positive attitude.
A positive attitude. Okay. Be generally positive about things that you need to do. I mean, like you should not, as you said, the first thing that comes to your mind should not be a no.
Absolutely.
The first thing that should come to your mind is, okay, this is a challenge. How do I solve it?
Right. I can try.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, right? Beyond that, also, I mean, like, honestly, demeanor is kind of important in this, right? Absolutely. I mean, like, if you are somebody who presents a sour face to the world,
oh yes,
that is it kind of that's contagious.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's probably another critical aspect.
And since you've mentioned that, I'll tell you the first little rule of having a positive attitude.
Okay.
And which in turn will give you a positive approach to things. Okay. The simplest rule, which most of us forget to use on an average daily basis in our routines, is a smile.
Okay.
Most people just don't realize that they must smile.
Starting your just day. Smile? I mean, like,
yes, you can. I can give you a very simple.
I mean, is this like that physical muscle memory thing, or
not
is
only,
there like?
Not only. There is. I can tell you. I'll explain something to you. Actually, there's a survey which tells us that, for instance, if I ask you to smile right now, close your eyes, just think of a joyous moment in your life. Okay. Now that you've done that, let me tell you, you are in a 15% more effective situation to solve a puzzle, just a jigsaw puzzle. One with a positive memory or a positive mindset, a happy mind, as compared to one with a negative mind, has the ability to solve a puzzle 15% faster. That is not because positivity is just to do with, oh, hey, you know what, let's just be happy. No, that's not the point of being positive. Being positive means you've got troubles. Everybody does. But how are you handling them?
Right.
Why do you have to cry over everything that happens to you? Do you realize some things don't need to be cried about? Do you realize some things can be solved without you shedding a tear or whining or cribbing or getting all upset with yourself, with people around you? Right. So that's the reason being positive is so important.
Okay.
It has nothing to just, people think that, oh, Zarina, so what do you, like you asked me, do you just expect me to smile? No, I don't. I expect you to wake up in the morning, smile for 5 minutes, and start your day with an absolutely positive and fresh mind. That's what I expect you to do.
All right, so when I wake up in the morning, the only thing I want is a cup of coffee and people to shut up around me. That's all I want.
Right after that.
Okay.
So I'm not going to kind of stop you from having that cup of coffee.
Okay.
Do what makes you smile first, and then smile.
Does make me smile.
See, there you go. So that's the first little rule of having a positive attitude.
Okay.
It's not even difficult.
It's not difficult. It just seems forced. And maybe the point of it is to force it.
Yes, you must. We have this little understanding of why things are sometimes forced. You know how we form habits, Amit?
Repetition.
And the repetition is not happening with your conscious mind. It's happening with your subconscious mind.
Okay.
Right? So when you form a habit, for instance, when you're forming a habit like when you're driving a car for the first time, you've got a pair of feet and you've got 3 pedals down there, and you've got a pair of eyes and you've got 3 mirrors around you. You probably are not left-handed and you have to change the gear. So it's very confusing, the whole process. But as it gets easier and easier and you're repeating the process subconsciously, now you're not looking at the gears, now you're not looking everywhere, you're not getting all flustered. The same thing happens when you form a positive habit for yourself. With a conscious mind.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so a smile doesn't have to be forceful. It can just be understood as a good habit.
That's really interesting.
So when you make it a good habit and it happens subconsciously, you're going to have a better attitude towards things. So that's how we look at it.
Okay, all right. That's just all right. Cool. We shall try that. I mean, at least I shall try that every day in the morning.
I think I'm telling you, you smile. So that's. But usually, a lot of people think that when you're a boss or when you are in charge, smiling is something that makes you look lenient. It makes you look weak. Makes you look very friendly. That's not true.
No, I think it makes you engaged.
Yes, it does. You will have a better approach. The reason we're focusing so much on attitude is exactly that. And the negativity does come from people starting with a no, usually, having issues. Unhappy people, how do they happen? It's not like everybody is born unhappy. It's a process which people go through, situations and circumstances.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
But relationships, jobs, people around them.
Life,
yes, that the process, the journey. So it gives you reasons to be unhappy, but that is not a reason to be negative.
Right. So how do we make that distinction for myself or for my team? What are the kind of tools that you use to kind of differentiate between those two things, right? I mean, like between unhappiness and negativity.
Okay. So unhappiness is people who may not smile too much.
Right.
They do not interfere in other people's businesses either.
Okay.
They're just by themselves and they're just not very motivated.
Okay.
However, negative people are slightly contagious.
Yes, that's the problem, right?
They will, even if it's just them who feels like, oh no, this is not possible. It's not just them. They will make sure others feel it too.
Yes.
So, the problem here is not with them. The problem here is how we deal with them. Okay, and the solution lies in the same.
Okay.
So dealing with negative people is, or say maybe a team or two, just a couple of people here and there. What we need to do is first and foremost make sure that those people in your team always start an answer with a yes, or at least I will try.
Okay.
Do not give them the scope of saying a no. And let's see how they frame their sentences then.
Okay.
It's very difficult, trust me.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy.
Okay.
Not for you, for them.
Even
or
for me. How
even
do I
for you,
everything
right.
So that you elicit a yes.
Yes. So, may not be a yes. I don't mean, okay, everything has to be a yes.
Right.
But I mean the trying. Okay, let's look into it.
Right.
Perhaps this is possible.
Right.
Maybe not. Probably yes.
Yes.
There are ways of saying things. Instead of saying, no, this is not possible. This can't be done.
Right.
This is, this will never work. So you've already told yourself so many times that the frequencies aren't allowing you to even accept the fact that something's going to work for you.
Right.
So basically, make sure that some of these people, when in a team or even for yourself, make sure that you, when posed with an opportunity, a challenge, etc., you make yourself say something which is positively affirmative.
Okay.
Now, these are again conscious efforts.
Right.
We spoke about the habit of the subconscious mind and how it works for us. So these are conscious efforts you will have to make.
Okay.
So let me make it easy for you. You just divide it into 3 different aspects.
Okay.
Okay. You have the mental health.
Okay.
You've got the physical health.
Right.
Okay. You've got your emotional health.
Yes.
So mentally, one must be positive. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Right. So to be positive, you start your day with, today is going to be a good day.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's all. Today is going to be a good day. Not like, oh my God, I have to go to work again. Oh my God, another day. There's so much traffic. Okay, the weather is so bad. And
what can you do but complain about traffic?
But what are you going to do?
How can you not complain about traffic?
Where's the point in actually just complaining until we have any solutions?
Well, that
now
is
the only
true.
solutions we have is maybe relief through AC cars, vehicles that can
that's pretty much
help you commute from one place to another. But you see, constant complaining isn't a solution. When one understands that,
I agree with that.
It stops.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay? It's not a solution, but there is still a certain satisfaction in...
Yeah, but you're right. But you see, I've seen a lot of people coming inside into their organizations, and the first words they utter, today the day has been so hectic, and there's so much traffic. Oh, the heat is killing me.
Yeah.
So you've already come in like that.
Yes.
You are spreading that to everybody around you. And then everybody is just in this really weird, negative or not such a positive mood. You know how revolutions happen? When there is one person who's against the tide and doing what others don't do. Okay. So while others complain, you don't.
Okay.
That's what you must be doing now. While others are complaining without really having a solution. See, everybody is just complaining.
Yeah.
There are only a few things that we can do.
Yeah.
So if complaining is giving you a sense of satisfaction of some sort, that means you are tilting towards being negative, because that is what makes you happy now. You see?
Yeah.
And that is what we're supposed to avoid.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, like, I know that it's a bad thing, but
of course, it's not you, Amit. A lot of people know it's bad, but they still do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, revolutions don't happen with everybody following somebody. It happens with one person going against the tide.
True.
So whilst the others are still complaining, you must make sure that you come in extremely, I mean, not happy and excited, like, going like a cheerleader or so, and just a regular happy mood. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, no, probably not.
And it kind of changes the way the entire team feels. It changes the way everybody else feels on that particular day.
All right, I will make an attempt.
So, trying to complain less.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I tell you, tell me what are the things that you cannot change?
My commute.
Okay.
That's the thing that's the thing I complain about all the time, right?
Right. And since you cannot change it.
I cannot change it.
And since you still have to commute.
Yes, I do.
Let's find the point in the whole whining.
There is no point.
Exactly. So let's find something that is worth complaining and then solving or resolving. Okay. This is not.
No, this is not.
So let's forget about it now.
There's no solution to this. Yeah. I know there's no solution to this.
I mean, not like I don't have these conversations when I am commuting.
Right.
I am talking to the cab driver. I'll tell him, there's too much. But when you reach somewhere, you need to reach that place and meet people with a smile.
Yes, okay.
It changes the vibe. Changes the energy of the room.
Yeah,
it changes the way
I get that. So basically we shouldn't get into the, traffic, man.
Yeah,
that shouldn't be the way that you start.
Now we are living in a city and we're living in a world which is struck by global warming.
Right.
We can't really predict the climate.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So if it gets really hot, doesn't mean we're supposed to get irritable. Now that's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be irritable?
As long as it's hot. Sorry.
See now there. See, that sounds that you're being pessimistic now. So I'm going to have to give you all these tools and techniques which you will have to use since you made that mention to me. So the first thing you will do, Amit, every day, and make sure that you have, maybe your team can do it in different ways.
Right.
People individually, actually.
Okay.
Today is going to be a good day.
Right.
Or today I'm going to have a productive day.
Okay.
Or I'm meeting somebody exciting today, or I hopefully won't get traffic today. Okay. Hopefully we'll have a good commute today. Let's not even use a negative word.
Right.
Let's not use won't. Let's just say hopefully we'll have a good commute or a good ride to work today.
Okay.
Anything that takes away the negativity from it.
That's an interesting idea, actually. And the possibility of just kind of saying something in a positive way, even if you have a negative kind of feeling about it, just kind of put it forward in a more positive way.
Yes, and it's not difficult.
No.
And the more you say it, the more you will start to believe it, and that's enough for us.
Right.
So that's the mental bit. Physically, people are so exhausted and stressed with their routines, they do not have time for self-indulgence.
Right.
And physical activities in terms of a fitness activity, in terms of yoga or just a jog, a brisk walk.
Right.
Just sitting outside in a park and trying to breathe fresh air, not like I'm promising they'll have any, but trying, like I said, try.
Right.
So those things are very important.
Okay.
15 minutes of fitness activity does change the way the body feels.
Okay.
All right. And that helps to change the way the mind feels. And finally, the emotional bit. So having a right emotional attitude.
Okay.
Being grateful is a very essential part of our daily lives. And the top, I'll tell you.
Being grateful to just life? Or
being grateful for little things.
Okay.
For instance, if you read biographies, autobiographies of really successful people, you will notice that they are thankful for some particular things on a daily basis. Anything. You could be thankful for your driver bringing you to work today if you wish.
Okay.
Or you could be thankful for having a nice space.
Okay.
You could be thankful for having a good meal. You could be thankful for having a great team.
Yeah.
You could be thankful for your family or a particular person in your life.
Right.
For friends.
Right.
You could be thankful for anything and everything. There are lots of reasons.
So this is like you just have to think to yourself, okay, this is what I'm thankful for.
Absolutely. Just be grateful.
All right.
So again, not a difficult activity.
No, that's not difficult at all. I mean,
so throughout the day, it's very easy to keep yourself positive.
Right.
Beginning with a simple smile or a nice affirmation. Today is a good day.
Right.
Okay, moving on to your usual day without trying not to complain.
Well, yeah, trying. Well, absolutely trying. But I mean, like, it's a losing battle, right? I mean, like, there's no way.
Now, see, that's being pessimistic. And that with a smile is a very difficult combination to grab.
Yeah, I think it's more intellectual pessimism, like, wordplay pessimism than actual pessimism.
I know. I understand that. But absolutely, you have to keep in mind that the complaining is not until and unless you have a solution.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I get that. Yeah. That makes sense, yeah.
So, I'm pretty much sure that you are going to... You know what you do, Amit? Huh? You start your day with saying, today, I am going to commute nicely. That's all you do.
Okay.
Forget everything and just focus on the commuting bit. Okay. And of course, like I mentioned, the emotional attitude, which means having gratitude, being grateful. It could be for anything little, could be for anything big. But on a daily basis, one needs to be grateful.
Okay.
In the process of just going through this whole routine, we usually miss this step.
Right, okay.
And when we do that, we don't show the compassion, we don't show the empathy to a lot of people that deserve our time. So that little time, the little moment of being kind maybe, being grateful, sometimes empathizing, being there for somebody, just those little things, and we're great. We're happy.
Right.
And it's a yes. It's always a yes. So you'll be way more optimistic than you can imagine.
All right. I'm going to try this stuff out. It does sound like, so I mean, like, some of it sounds fairly doable, right? I mean, like, it doesn't sound like it requires like major changes in what I'm doing. It's just like basically smiling more often, being a little happier about stuff, just not complaining about stuff. These are things that are fairly easily achievable.
Very easily achievable. And you will be astonished with the difference it makes. Because you won't even know when these things make a difference. You won't even know how your personality has become more optimistic or at least neutral.
Okay.
So for those who have a lot of negative thoughts, one last but very effective tool. You cannot eliminate thoughts from your mind.
Right.
So there's either going to be something positive or negative or neutral, let's assume.
Right.
So when you are a negative thinker, what you need to do is something very simple. Replace your thought.
Okay.
That's the reason why the affirmations are important.
Okay.
So instead of the no, all you have to do is the try, probably, perhaps. So replacement of the thought will help you to achieve the positivity you need and the right attitude and approach at work.
Okay, we'll give it a shot for sure. I mean, again, all of this stuff sounds like things that can be done. So,
absolutely
we'll definitely try it.
Yes, and I'm waiting to know how it goes for you.
We will talk about it soon.
We will.
That was an episode from the Empowering series, How to Be a Better Boss, as they talked about attitude versus approach. Next week, Zarina and Amit will look at the 10 rules for being an effective leader. For more information, find IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Hey man, just help me out, man. I need some podcasts, man. I haven't had a fix in a week. Just need some.
Don't you worry about it. I got podcasts galore for you, man. Just go to ivmpodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna check it out.